mess them up and you end up sitting on them anyways. Hello, everyone. This is Sandy coming to you live from Brazil. This is Let's Talk D2C. I'm here with my sidekick, my homeboy, my partner in crime. How you doing today, Vincent?
Doing great. What about you there, Sandy?
Oh, you know, life in Brazil, it's hot one minute, it's raining the next. So today, if I have any issues with my Wi-Fi, you know why. The weather affects all internet here for some reason. It's strange, but who knows? Third world country. So again, welcome everyone to Let's Talk D2C, where we talk about things like how to create a better relationships with the audience. Gone are the days where you think you can just set it and forget it, send a whole bunch of email blasts, build your email list and all that crap. It's gone. People want to get to know, like, and trust the name behind the brand. That's you. So it's all about building relationships here. Yeah, Vincent?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just doing a quick check here on Facebook, and we are definitely live on Facebook, which is good news.
Yeah, we made that mistake already last week, didn't we?
Yeah. I can't really tell whether we are live on YouTube or not, but I believe we can be fine, right?
Let me see here. We should be, but if not, as long as we're live on Facebook and the streaming, yes, we are simulcasting in 5 different places right now. So I'm looking at the tool we use.
Yes. Yeah, we are live. Yeah, we're good.
Perfect. That's good. All right, as long as we got that straightened. But yeah, we had that problem last week, so that's why we're kind of making sure things are straight today. So, nice. So, what are we doing today? Talking about mostly today, we're going to be putting a lot of emphasis on AR, which stands for augmented reality. And because of the fact, this is why we're focusing on it, is because Facebook and Oculus had their Oculus Connect last week. It was mind blowing, to say the least. I mean, what do you think of it, Vincent?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of interesting things that you can do, especially especially if you're into games. But I think not only just games, for businesses and e-commerce brands, D2C brands, there's a lot of things that we can do that to use it to build relationship with the customer.
Yeah, you know, to me, even though they're starting with their base, which is gaming, they're doing a lot of things right now that really lends itself to e-commerce, in my opinion. Like, for instance, they've got this, you know, instead of having and if you don't know Oculus at all, most of the connectivity or that relationship was with using these hand controllers. Now they've got this process where it recognizes your hands, like 12 points, and it's perfect. So it's going to change the user experience, not just for gaming, but for e-commerce. And that's why we're going to give a lot of attention towards it today, because we want to open your mind to what's next. You know, we went from TV to PC to phone, and now we're going virtual. And so we like to, what do we always say here, Vince? We like to do.
Now let's skate where the puck is.
Exactly, skate to where that's if you're not a Wayne Gretzky or a hockey fan, the greatest player in hockey used to say that. I like to skate to where the puck is. And that's what we like to do here. We like to give you information where you're forward thinking well ahead of where things are going, so that you're prepared, and put in that R&D, you know, and have some fun. Quite honestly, we want you to have fun with sharing your community, sharing with your community who you are and what you do, building those relationships. So you're not feeling salesy when you're sharing yourself. People get to know, like, and trust you because you're sharing things that you're doing to improve that customer relationship, as well as that engagement, which is so important and key these days. Yeah, Vincent?
Exactly.
So what we like to do here before we get there is we like to share a lot of e-commerce news inside of our Facebook page. So before, we used to try and share with you what's happening live, and right now, and we'd be spending time digging, trying to find out what that looks like. But now what we are trying to do and like to do is, instead of digging into that, we want to buy back time, as I like to say, and just share with you what's on our Facebook page. All this information that we share on our Facebook page. I don't know why that went away real quick. But yeah, what we like to share here is things related to um, Facebook Libra,
Mm-hmm.
even things that, and this is along the lines of your e-commerce kind of things. I mean, all this is e-commerce, but things that are directly related to your monies. We like to share those things. So we know Facebook Libra is something that's of interest. We know that um, when it comes to your pixels and all that kind of good stuff, that Facebook now has clear history. We share stuff about that and how it affects, your pixelating or your pixels. Because when people now leave Facebook, and if they clear history, that information is gone. The only place that you're really safe with pixels is inside your Facebook. We share Instagram news because that's where the biggest place to do engagement is inside of Facebook. I'm sorry, inside of Instagram. And then of course it's not incorrect to saying Facebook Libra, because I'm sorry, not Facebook Libra, but Facebook Instagram, because that's where they're actually going to. They're moving things to that place where they are talking or changing the branding or everything to Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. They're changing everything to Facebook. So, but we also share a lot of things about how to do product branding, even changing things, how to use different things in the D2C products. So we like to share a lot of cool stuff. So I'm kind of going through the site and bouncing back. We share, of course, what's going on with Amazon and TikTok. TikTok is a major player right now. I mean, they've got Facebook really worried, Instagram really worried because of their ability to. I mean, they grow what? Are they like 1 billion people already, Vincent?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So Facebook, in fact, is now at the place of creating another platform to compete with TikTok. So, we want you to be where your audience is. And we're talking about TikTok right now and sharing because a lot of people are giving a lot of attention to TikTok. So we talk about Shopify, and that's to us and to, I think, a lot of people, the number one place where people like to spend, or most D2C brands are. We talk about Messenger Pixels. Again, this is going back to the idea of where to get in front of your audience with your ad spend. Uh, we talk about the merger of Messenger, WhatsApp, and IG, that messaging platforms that they have. They've merged that. I'm sure you know that, but we like to keep you, again, up to date on that information there. So that's it in a nutshell. When I say we talk about, we share these things inside of our Facebook page, even things that are related to how to keep retention inside of Instagram, as you can see here. This is a new article. I think Vince is going to spend a little bit of time talking about that. But we like to give you a full gamut of how-tos and what you should be doing with your D2C brand to help it to grow, which includes things like we were pointing at initially, which is a whole focus for us, is how to grow a powerful product ecosystem. So that's it in a nutshell. We, again, want you to know that we share these things on our Facebook page. And if you're interested in finding out or connecting with us, you can type in at d2c.com. Either inside of Instagram or inside of Facebook, and you'll land up in one of our platforms or one of our pages or profiles just by typing in D2C e-com. So with that, what we want to talk about is, I think we're calling that direct-to-consumer growth. Now, this is about really having you have an understanding of the industry and where you are right now. It's growing really fast. So, Vincent, you have something that you want to share about, about that
Yep.
growth industry. So
Yep.
I'm going to share your
Yep.
screen.
I
Yeah.
have it. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were just researching on what consumers think, and here is one study that they found that 64% of shoppers, they feel that the retailers that they buy from, they actually don't truly know them. And so that's where D2C actually comes in, and they can really win in this space because D2C is all about relationship, because you are going direct to them. They can get their feedback, and basically all your marketing message goes directly to them. Whereas for a retailer, you're buying wholesale from a bunch of people, and so it's understandable why they think that 64% of the people, they feel that where they're buying from, they don't really know them. And here, this article here also shares some quick things on you can how um, you can get a better relationship with your shoppers. Is one here is to create a more personalized approach. So, for example, remember what they purchased, right? So, and then suggest to them something that is similar to what they like, or um, later on we're also going to be talking about in our store speak later on. So we want to be segmenting people. So if you know that certain people are more towards like pros, you want to market them differently from people who are just starting out, right?
Right.
So those are some simple things that you can do to make those customers feel that they actually care about them.
Very good. So it all go again backs down into the bottom line, if you will, is that they're talking about relationship building. You know,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, they're
Exactly.
basically saying that people just don't understand the brand. I mean, and I'm assuming they're talking about not just their product, but who the brand message. What do they stand for? Is that kind of what you're alluding to, or it's alluding to?
I think it's both ways also. Like what you're saying is that the brands, they don't understand the brand, and the article here is also talking about the brand. The brand doesn't understand them.
Yeah. So yeah, well, what we'll do is we'll share that. We'll post that on because we're going to also give you a little bit of understanding how to use Creative Studio. So we'll post that so you can read a little bit more. But it's an important article because it's basically talking about relationship building, and that's the only way that you can eliminate that confusion that this article is talking about. So very cool, good find. Be sure to share that with me so I can show people
Yep.
how to use the Creator Studio a little bit later. So moving on, we're now talking about one of our favorite sites, and we're still kind of on the place of just talking about D2C statistics and then where we are with that industry. So this is a source that we found, that Vincent found, that's called D2C Daily, and pretty much they talk about the growth industry, or what's happening in the industry in terms of funding. So this is a site that we highly recommend that you know more about, because it is about the D2C industry. More importantly, it talks about different brands and this is how they pretty much describe themselves, is that they are the purpose of their site really is to um, what do they say? Uh, Finding out about the world's fastest growing challenger brands. So what that sounds like to me is that there there are brands. Let's say, for instance, the case of um, uh, Netflix and Blockbuster. Okay, that's what they're kind of making that comparison to, if you will, is that there are brands that are coming up there that are going to really hurt some of these brands that are out there, and they're showing you here what those industries are. So if you go to the site, you find your industry, and you can figure out, and really what we do here is try to help you really understand how we can help you to grow. So we're sharing this because you can see here there's different categories and how much funding they got, where they're located, as well as the company. So this is a big effort, a big shift in the way consumers shop. And as you can see, it's investors are seeing that as well. That's why you're seeing some fairly large numbers here in especially like in fashion, and different things. I mean, there's a lot of fashion here, but here's another finances. So you can go through here, food and drink. That's a good size number. So investors are seeing the shift as well. You can come in here and do your homework, on these different, different categories, go into these different companies and learn what they're doing that you can do differently, and maybe even figure out if it's of interest to you to find out how to get funded as well. So I hope that was some helpful information to you. Again, that site's called D2CDaily.com. And we often share information on our Facebook page about them as well. So, all righty. So we are ready. Shoot, I meant to share this. I have to keep up with my own thought processes here sometimes. So again, that was sharing a little bit about D2C Daily. So again, you can go to our Facebook page and find out more about them. So are we ready to jump into our store critique? I don't know if we mentioned this, but we're still working up to our AR of the Facebook Oculus, but there's just some things we like to do in between. So we'd like to, in the meantime, before we get there, we like to hopefully give a lot of value. So we like to do a store critique. We call it store speed critique, where we look at the pluses and the minuses of a store and give a full overview of what they're doing good. We usually pick them because we like pretty much everything about them, but we like to give a little extra help. So Vincent, take it away. What's this store and what are they about? And all that kind
Yeah,
of
this
stuff.
is the store. It's called Snell Golf, and their main product here is golf balls. They also do sell other accessories, but they're mainly golf balls. So how I got to know this brand actually is through article here. It says direct to consumer golf balls. Are they any good? And so this article is talking about golfers. They are starting to understand that there's also a different market, which is the direct to consumer. And why they are interested in this is not just because of the price, which of course direct to consumer has the extra benefit because there's no middleman. They naturally will cost lower, but the fact that they are more innovative because those direct to consumer those direct to consumer brands, because they have they also control the manufacturing side, so they can get the feedback from those golfers and then they can make improvements that way. So that's why people are looking towards this direct to consumers. And inside this article, one of the brands that they mentioned was this Snell Golf. That's why I hopped in here and take a look at this store, which is they have a pretty nice store here, pretty clean looking, a lot of different products, and yeah. So we'll dive deep more into this and how they can improve on this.
So they have a little bit of a product ecosystem going on themselves, but the core product is the golf ball, and that's a tough market to break in. I love golf. I mean, I've been playing since I was 12. I probably before I moved to Brazil was playing at least once or twice a week, and yeah, so I know golf balls. I know this is a difficult industry to break in. So hopefully, and from what I can see, they prices and everything with a golf ball. So
Yeah.
hopefully.
And what's good about direct to consumer stores, I find, is that they always have about the owner. So like what Sunny was saying, that you need to be out there and creating relationships,
Exactly.
sharing a space. So this is what direct to consumer is all about.
Yeah, it would have been great if they had a video here, some kind of link or a video on their page or something
Mhm. And
that know the owner and not from that perspective.
yeah, and we were mentioning that this company is very innovative here. They actually have 40 patents on golf. I'm assuming they're all on the golf balls, which
Well, yeah.
is pretty good.
That's saying a lot too. I mean, that's a good sales point. If they've got 40 patents on a golf ball, that really suggests that they are an innovative type of golf ball, very on the top edge of technology of how to create a golf ball, quality of golf ball. So that's a good little branding message there. So about the owner, you have a lot of navigation going on here. So
let's take a look at one of the products here.
Okay.
So this is one they call MTB Black. Yeah, some awards. Nice picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
good price on the ball. Some comments there.
Maybe something. I'm not sure what the price of a ball. Is this a good price? This is for a dozen, right? This is a dozen. Yeah.
Yeah. How much? Can't see it.
$3 for a dozen.
$30.
Yeah, about $30 for a dozen.
That's a good price.
Yeah, some reviews, some good, some not so good review, but they have plenty. 47 pages of.
Really? Wow.
Well, this is how many? 5 or 4? So it's about 100 over. Yeah.
That's good. It's
important. Yeah, good. Breakdown on.
What are some of the things that people are saying about this ball?
He says he has a good feeling.
Good feeling. Good feel to it.
Yeah. This one, the one that has a 2-star review. And it says the ball split.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, definitely not good.
No.
Maybe it has something to do with shipping rather than the quality of the ball. Maybe who knows?
So a lot of golfers, some golfers, good golfers anyways, who know how to hit a ball. When they get to a point where they're using like an iron, they know how to hit the ball so it gets a nice backspin on it. So you hit down on the ball, and if you hit it hard enough, then depending on the blade that you're using, you could split a ball very easily. I wouldn't say easily, but anyways, that's you see a lot of chunks in balls, and that disrupts the flight of the ball as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So here are other things. They have the Facebook Pixel here, which is good. So they can follow up with people on Facebook, follow people that visited their website. And so what's missing here that we always suggest is to have a live chat widget. You can use Facebook Messenger. It's perfectly totally free. So why not use it? And so you can communicate directly with people who are visiting your website. If they have any question, they don't need to. Most people they are not really looking to call, and if they email, they're gonna wait like a few hours or even a few days. So people don't want to wait these days. They want instant response, and what better way than live chat? So using that Facebook Messenger, you can have a person or one of your staff or your team member to answer them on a live chat, or you can also do put in some of your frequently asked questions into an automated response. And one of the ways that we like to use the live chat is also to start the conversation with those potential customers that are browsing your website. Like grab their attention. Maybe here they're looking for a golf ball. Ask them, hey, can we help you to choose the correct golf ball for you? Something like that. Yeah. And we'll cover that into more detail later on.
Yeah. Vince is kind of becoming more of an engagement expert when it comes to messenger bots. So that's the one thing that you have to get absolutely knock it out of the park. You have to get to the place where when people come into the store, just like You know, if they walk in off the street, you want people to get comfortable, like we've been spending time looking through here. But after some time, which Vince is going to demonstrate, you want to be able to say to people, how can I help you? But you need to say it in a way that they are feeling like they want to engage with you. And that is when you're going to build those relationships. It's through that engagement. People always have questions. And in doing so, when they respond to that unique question, that engaging question that you pose to them, now you've gotten to the place where you can start building on a relationship with them inside of your Instagram and inside of Facebook directly, and even inside of Messenger these days you can place ads. So once you've captured them, and this is highly different than an email campaign because of the categories that we're able to put people in, you can then have more meaningful conversation. Think of a messenger bot as more of a sales part of your sales team. Imagine having 100 people coming in or 1 million people coming into your offer, whether it's your a giveaway or a discount or whatever. Are you able to handle that volume and filter people to the place where they're now a sale or they want to talk to a sales associate? This is what the messenger bot does for you. Basically is your front end sales team that knows how to have a conversation. It's just short of being AI, which really there are some bots out there that have that built-in ability to really, and that also means people have Q&A, right, Vincent?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it does not need to be only front end. It can also do back end. For example, if people asking, hey, where's my order? They can just put in the order number and say, hey, this is where, give them the update, and it can also shipping updates.
So people, instead of someone having to answer the phone, that bot can do all the menial but important tasks to your business. Where's my order, like Vincent said, or if they want to order some more, then you have that, process where you're just order filling now, and spending more time on the important things, that engagement, that are those top tier people that are ready to buy from you.
Exactly.
So what else do we need to talk about here? Are we ready to go into talking about the bot? You want to build the bot for us now?
Yeah, sure. Actually, we've already built most of the bot.
Okay.
And so what it's going to look like is something like this. This is what we were talking about. So this is not live on their website. It's a little trick here that I have. It's basically their website, and I'm overlaying it with this chat widget. So this is what it's going to look like. So when they click on this, it's going to bring the conversation on the website itself. They don't actually need to leave. So here we're going to build out I'm going to show you what we have built out and improve on it a little bit. So when they click on it, here's the message they're gonna get. Say hi, and we can personalize it with their name, because Facebook, they have all the data, right? So they already know your name.
Yeah.
So hi, first name. Thank you for hopping into Messenger. We'd love to help you choose the right golf ball. So here we want to be asking them some questions, right? Because we want to help them to choose the right golf ball. And of course, you can also add in like images, things like that. And here's some of the we've already built out some of the questions here, and some of the question is actually I went to Google how to choose how to pick the right golf ball. So
very smart of you.
Yeah, and those I believe this is the website I came across, and they asked really good questions. So I went in and
you went to the competition. In other words, hijacked the whole questionnaire.
Yeah, and here. First question, what is the score on 18 holes?
How long did it take you to build out that initial kind of questionnaire based on what you were able to find, borrow?
About 10 minutes. I took about 10 minutes to build this out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can also do, of course, in Messenger, you don't want to be too formal. You want to keep it lighthearted. Yeah. So you use some emojis right here. So what's your average score on 18 holes? And use some emoji, 3 different choices. And based on the 3 different choices here, you can see the flow what I like about this tool that I'm using here is called ManyChat. What I like it is that you can see the flow. So when
Yeah.
somebody answers less than 80, say, "Wow, you're a champ." And then if somebody answers a different answer, for example, 81 to 90, then you're gonna say, "Hey, that's a respectable score." And then we're gonna bring them to the next question here. What type of clubs do you use? Do you use? Let's say it's graphite or steel. And if it's graphite, then we ask whether it's flexible or steel, flexible or stiff. And then for if it's steel, or after they answer this question, then we're gonna ask them, what club do you use to hit from 150 yards? And then after that, then we're gonna give them.
For me, that would be a 9. Just
Or
kidding.
yeah, you can edit this and say and also have them to type in an answer. That's also possible. And of course, based on all those questions, you can add as many questions as you want. But for this demo, we just leave it as this many questions, and then we're gonna give them a recommendation. So what I would always do when you ask people questions is, just now earlier we talked about personalizing the experience, right? So for example here, what we want here is to tag these people. So let's say they say that they're less than 80, so we're gonna tag them, make an action, create a tag, say tag, say golf score less than 80. Right? For example, like something like that. Oh, you're saying that I've too many tags. So hold on. Let me just delete out some tags.
Yeah. You can use the symbol, yeah, greater than, less than symbol in there.
Yeah, you can. But I mean, for text, just name it something that makes sense to you.
Sure.
Because when if you have, well, eventually you're gonna be using a lot of conversations, right? So when you see the tag, you want it to make sense, and you want to in a quick glance understand what that person actually is
Asking.
if that what exactly that you are tagging it.
Sure.
So here the purpose why we want to tag them, whether their score is less than 80 or somebody that is maybe has a not so good score, is that we want
That's nice.
to market them differently, right? So
Yeah.
if they're scoring less than 80, they might be more serious about it. They might be pro or semi-pro. And if they are 91 plus, maybe hey, they're just starting out, and you to uh, don't really want to send them like those high-end golf clubs or golf balls.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, I don't know the cost of these balls, but if you're someone who's shooting in the 90s, that means you're losing a lot of balls. You're coming home with balls because you're losing them likely. So yeah, you don't want to spend the weekend chasing balls. And a lot of people who are probably, majority of golfers are what we call weekend warriors, where they play on Saturday with their boys, and that's if they're lucky. If they're lucky, they get to go out, hang out, and play golf. And they're not really, they're out there to have fun and not serious. So they come home, they lose a lot of balls, and they don't want to spend a lot of money. So yeah, so we're able to put them in categories, right? So you're basically sharing information with them that fit their persona per se, right?
Yeah. And what I'm going to do here is, well, that's fine. We don't have a pro account here. Let's just leave it as these two tags. What I'm going to do here as well is I'm going to show you that we're going to, based on if they're scoring less than 80, we're gonna give them one recommendation, and if they're scoring more than 80, then we give them a different recommendation. So here we can do it. Oh no, we can do condition because it's also a pro. But what I mean here is that you can, based on the different tags, give them a different recommendations, and you can create a lot of complex things with ManyChat, for example. Based on whether they are tagged as less than 80, then you send them through a specific conversation or a specific recommendation. And if they have a higher score, and if they're tagged with a higher score, then you send them a different direction. So that's what Messenger is about, and it's all about creating that one-to-one conversation, making it personalized, and making your customers feel that they're understood. So let's
Exactly.
go back to the store here and let's demo this. So let's go ahead and continue. So you can see it pops up into a chat here, and it's all happening on your website. They don't have to leave. So it's asking here. You can see that, hey, thanks for hopping into Messenger. You can see the images. What's your average score? So let's just say less than 80. Then this is the message for when we answer less than 80. Let's say graphite. So you can see it's all interactive and automated.
But of course, it all starts with asking a compelling question to get them in this place.
Exactly. And I believe I forgot to show that the question that we asked there was, "Hey, golf lover, can we help you to choose the right golf ball?" And since this is mostly they are selling golf balls, that's a decent question to ask.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you can link back straight to the product page. Yeah, and that's basically it.
Okay, cool. So this was simple enough to build out. Again, the main thing is you have to start building relationships, as we're talking about, and continue to share with you that it's really, that's what it comes down to, building a relationship with your audiences. And if you're not doing that, you're basically you're throwing bad money after good, if you will. That's the name of the game these days. So in conjunction with that, what we have is what we call our to help you. We have what we call our relationship building template. Now, this template basically is designed to help you with everything that Vincent talked to you about. You know, the aspect of the lead magnet is what we were at, that middle section, far right, lead magnet. That's what that is about. And that's what we're, part of our solution is what we're sharing with you right now, just that one piece. But as you can see, there are many different parts to this template that we help you to understand and have a better understanding. It starts with understanding who your audience is. It takes you all the way through building relationships and really refining your product ecosystem, which basically, at the end of the day, you're able to then say, I know if I introduce this new product, that this is how much money I'm going to make and how much upfront, before I introduce it or before it comes to market, and how much I'm going to make at the point of launch, because of some different techniques that we share with you. So again, this is our product ecosystem. This is our relationship building template. Again, it's designed to take you from point A to point B. And that means that from understanding who your audience is, making sure your messaging is on point and you have the right product going to them, all the way through understanding the relationships that you have with them, building on that relationships, and then you can then go to the point of understanding your product ecosystem, to the point of being able to say, I'm going to introduce this new product. I'm going to make money on the fact that I've introduced this product before I even actually go to market with it. And then I know what my numbers are going to be after. And this is all designed to help you to be more, what do they say, on your business instead of in your business. A lot of people these days, what they do is they quit their 9 to 5 and they find they instead of working 40 hours a week, they work 90 hours a week, and they don't have time for vacation and friends, or even more importantly, supporting a cause. And that's one thing that we're also very pro about here, is being able to support something that's of importance in the world. And that's, that is part of the branding. People are attaching themselves to the idea that your brand means more than just how can I make money. If you're contributing to some kind of worldly cause, then your brand is going to be that much more visible. Especially millennials are looking for brands that they can support some kind of worldly cause. So all that's part of the template that we, part of the process of the template that we build in. We help you with all of that understanding. And yeah, so if you are interested in getting our template, all you have to do is go to our Facebook page, or inside of our Instagram, and type the keyword template inside the messenger or inside a DM, and we'll get that right out to you. Coolio.
Yeah, it's tough.
So, all right. So we keep threatening to get to the place of talking about are you a AR? We talked about that, and we keep sharing with you the idea of being AR is the next thing. There's no doubt about that. Everyone knows that AR is the next thing, and you have to be doing that. AR, which is augmented reality, and VR, which is virtual reality. So if you are aware of what Facebook has been doing, they had with Oculus last week, they had their Oculus Connect convention, where Zuckerberg shared a lot of really awesome, amazing stuff about what they're doing with Oculus. And it starts with what we think is what really applies to you is the Oculus hands. I'm going to talk about the community, share a little bit about that but the main thing right now is, if you know Oculus at all, they used to have these controllers where you pretty much had to have these in your hand in order to use the device. So what Oculus and Facebook is doing now is that they have come up with this concept, as you see here, called hands, where all you need to do is put your hands in front of the device, the Oculus goggles, if you will, and it will pick up the motions of your hands. So this is a quick demo of what that looks like. And we want you to, this is, again, helping you to get to where the puck is. Okay, imagine you have your AR or VR product already scanned, and people come to your community, which we're going to share with you, Facebook community, and they're able to basically reach out and touch these objects. So let me turn the sound off on this so you can kind of really focus on what I'm saying a little bit. But here's Zuckerberg just playing a game, and of course they're going to focus on the gaming community. But make no mistake about it, this is about e-commerce, the next step towards e-commerce. So as you can see, he's playing with different things in a kind of gaming environment. But trust me when I say that there's a lot more to what he's sharing here. There's a demo here, the live broadcast, I believe, is this video here. You can watch it, and you can see some really cool stuff that he's done and other people are doing at this convention. So I'm encouraging you to come here and have a look at what's going on with this, because again, it is the next step with what's going on. The last thing I want to share with you about this is, I wish I had thought about scrubbing forward here so you can see it, but they talk about their, I wouldn't say the last thing. I'm not going to be able to get to you right now, but you can see in there the next step really is with AR glasses. And the way they look almost like these. And so the environment is basically you in your space, and the glasses will send you kind of messaging and all kind of good stuff. You can watch what I'm talking about here in this video that I've shared here. I'll try and share at what point that is, but I encourage you to watch the whole video, because it's going to help you to start thinking forward, as we like to say, or skate to where the puck is. The other part of this is I love, and I think this is to me where Facebook is hitting as a community. It's called Horizon Community, and let me see if I can share a quick video about that. And that's where I'm saying that this could be your storefront, to be honest with you. It could be what, in this world that you create, either by yourself or with some friends. in a different community, there are ways that you can then start showcasing what you're doing, and not in a salesy way. Again, the video will share with you, how different people were doing different things and sharing their skills without actually looking like they're trying to sell you anything. So I highly encourage you again to watch the video that I shared. I'm trying to find a quick video real quick about Horizon Community, because you probably have seen it already, but it's very cool, to be honest with you. I was just like, wow. And again, we want you to open your mind to the possibilities of this. So let me close this real quick.
Yeah, so Sammy, just now you mentioned one way that you can use this Oculus is to like show your products. Another way that you can also use it is to show like behind the scenes, right? Like what's happening in the warehouse, what's happening in the manufacturing,
Yeah.
entire process. Share the product journey.
Yeah.
And share about your brand as well.
Yeah. There were so many cool things, and I want to go into a lot of detail, but they shared so many amazing things. And here's a quick clip. And as much as this is cartoony, they also showed how you can share your space and walk through that space of the intricate details. So it scans your space. So it would feel like people walking through your store. As a matter of fact, the video that they shared was of a bike shop. So again, I just wanted to share this kind of,
and it's right here on my face. Welcome. This is Horizon. Horizon is filled with possibilities. You can play stuff, make stuff, and you can even build a world of your own, like laser tag Landy or this islandy place. So come, join us. A never-ending, ever-changing world beyond your world is waiting.
So yeah, that's, to me, is what's next, people. And I hope that, again, you get the sense that you need to get in the place where you're skating where the puck is. Again, I hate to beat a dead horse, but that's what we're trying to do here. I hope you understand that what's next is what's up, really. You've got to, and that's, that's what's up. What else can there be after that? I don't know, but I know that's going to be where things are going to be for a very long time. Augmented and virtual reality makes too much sense. That also means that we're going to be getting away from our phones quite quickly. So again, you got to be in a place where you're giving a better user experience and being in front of your audience, and you're going to grow exponentially. No doubt about that. So that's that. I think we're about done here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of all that?
I think it's really exciting. It's exciting developments, and this thing is really new, and it's really up to our creativity on how we're going to use it.
Yeah, I know. One thing I love about IKEA, it's not here, but you can, if you don't know about IKEA's app, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but you can go to IKEA store, and I pretty much decorated my whole living room here when we first moved in. I didn't buy because IKEA's not here, but just to see the sizes and colors, and everything is as small as like a toaster I could put in the kitchen, color and all that stuff. So if that's where already we're in that place of augmented reality, and you can just use your phone, pick what you want, and it'll drop right into your space. It's totally awesome. So again, get to the place where you have your core product, at least one of them in AR, and some kind of scan something so people can play with it. And again, you're going to create a better user experience, and that's what it's about these days. Outside of the engagement aspects of it, and that's engaging. Think about having someone, instead of just looking at a shoe on your store, or a Voss or something, they can actually pick it up, with the Oculus hands, or drop it into their space with their phone. I believe I'm sure Amazon and Shopify have some kind of virtual something going on there.
Shopify does.
Yeah.
Shopify does.
So we'll try and share how you can get that done for your Shopify store. I'm not sure about Amazon, but I'm pretty sure about Shopify. So, all right. So we're about to wrap it up here. Last thing I want to share with you, because really, if you're not doing something content-wise, and clearly video is the best way to do that. We're not scripted here. We just have our little, as you can see, our banners here, but we kind of just flow and make the mistakes as we go, and you should too. So my point is that if you're not creating content of some sort, and even curating content, you're not embedding yourself in the community. So one of the things I love these days is the Facebook Creator Studio. So one of the articles that Vincent shared with us, and also I'm going to post the article or the link to the golf ball demo we just did. Can you share that with me? I'm going to go ahead, and this is an article.
What do you mean? What demo?
The demo with the golf ball demo, the store critique we just did. If you share that link, the golf ball.
I'm not sure what you want me to share.
The link to the golf ball company.
Oh, the link to the company. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead, for the sake of time, go ahead and show you how to schedule this post. Where is that? Creator. So I'm going to briefly show you how to create that post, but then I'm going to show you the most important aspect of Creator Studio is your statistics. So give me 1 second here. We bring that up. I'm going to just post real quick so that you can read it later, that article. Let me share my screen so you can see what I'm doing. So one thing I love about Creator Studio, you're going to see, is it allows me the ability to schedule post. And scheduling post, for the most part, I'm not sure why this is acting weird right now. Here we go. Scheduling post is so important because it allows you to schedule based on when your audience is in online. And the best way to discover that inside of Instagram especially is look at your statistics. So in other words, and if you don't know this, if you don't have your Instagram page or profile connected to your Facebook page, you're not going to see the statistics. So it's very important that you do that as well. So where is that article? So I'm just going to grab the link. As you see, I grabbed the title. I'm going to go back and grab the link. And I'm just going to make this really quick light work of this real quick. Sure, I grabbed it. Oops. Sometimes you end up clicking on something else when you're trying to grab something. All right, so I'm copying the link, going back to Studio, pasting that link. And of course I can paste some other verbiage in here, which I sometimes do, but right now I'm just trying to show you how to schedule, and it's very simple to schedule. And again, this is the main thing I love about Create a Studio is the ability to schedule based on when your audience is online, or it could be based on the fact that you have some kind of event going on. So right now it's showing me 11:25. That's not based on anything other than Facebook saying, hey, you have to have a 10-minute window. But in other videos, I've shared with you how you can change this, especially as it relates to Instagram. But this is going to post to my Facebook page. We'll talk about how you can find the time for that, better time for posting when your audience is online later. But again, the point here is just to show you that you can schedule a post here. So you want to fill up your content calendar. And as a matter of fact, we have a content calendar that you can also get from us in our messenger. And all you have to do is type in calendar and we'll get that out to you. Just a quick little schedule along with an Excel spreadsheet that you can download. Just create a content calendar. And it's not just based on your content, it's based on various different things that you should be sharing during the course of the week and the percentages of those things. But again, get to the main point here. I wanted to share with you the post. The insights of these posts. And it's kind of, to me, it's a game when you're able to look at this kind of information and see, how many viewers you've had, how many seconds they've watched. Then you get, these are just posts. So when you get people looking at, then you can decide what posts you want to then promote. And of course, I'm not saying promote the way Facebook does, but I'm saying inside of the ads manager, what videos you can then spend money on and which ones are performing well. So this is just a quick look at the performance of each of the videos. And needless to say, it really comes down to if you're not paying, and if you don't have a really good engaging audience. And I've seen sites that have tens of thousands of followers, and they've got, very little page views or video views. So, but this is important. Make this a game. Make a game out of this, so that you can see how many people are looking at your videos and what you can do to fix it. And I can guarantee you one thing that will change that is posting at the right time. So anyways, just a quick overview about Create a Studio. Make it a point to use this. I think it's just getting started, but it really provides you with some valuable feedback about your audience, performance, engagement, earnings. Even there are people who are making a mint when it comes to understanding that they watch a video. And all of us are seeing it now where people are posting videos and they have an audience of people that they can then, while they're in the midst of that video, playing a 30-second, not even 30 seconds, like what's it like 3 seconds, 5-second video will interrupt that, so you're basically getting paid for having these videos. It's another way to monetize your business, quite honestly. So this is another aspect of it. Again, I don't want to get into too much detail, but I love that it shows you how many followers you have, complete views, some really good stuff here. So again, I just want to kind of give you an overview of what this looks like. These numbers are important, and I would really make it a point to look at these numbers on a daily basis, and that's going to motivate you. Quite honestly, I'm motivated by numbers. Maybe you aren't, but some people, find someone who is, because this is going to make a difference in your business. I can guarantee you that much, and your engagement. So that's Create a Studio. Hope that you got a little bit out of that. If anything, I hope that you just get to the place where you look at it and even if you're not scheduling your posts, you can see how the posts you have are performing all in one place, especially on Instagram and inside of Facebook. So what else have we got? Are we done here? I think we're done. What timing, my friend? We try and be done within an hour or so. Perfect time. Yeah. So again, we're D2C. We're at D2C.com. And we thank you so much for being here. We'd love for you to follow us in our Facebook or in our Instagram. Again, you could be doing anything, but you chose to spend a little bit of time with us. We're going to end on time today. So, Vince, you got anything you want to add in 20 seconds?
Well, it's the start of Q4. So,
Game on.
Yeah, and share with us what are your Q4 goals and how we can help you.
Perfect. So until the next show, this is Sandy saying ciao from Brazil.
Vincent from Indonesia here. See you next week.